The making of a micro Tallit. We first start with the embroidering of our design. Alrighty, the other step is cutting each one of these out. I did the embroidery. I have a file set up that I created 6 of them at a time. So I also made a template of what I want to cut these out at, which is a little oversized. This is, I believe it's a 5 by 17. Yep. But by the time I do a 1/2 inch seam all the way around the perimeter of this, it's going to be, I think, 4 by 16. So right now I'm just showing that I'm cutting this stuff apart. So that would be one. So I'll continue on to cut the rest of these out. When I set the file up on the computer to do the embroidery, I spaced it out enough to know that the 2 of these, the spread of it, to add inch for a 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch on both sides, I gave allowance for that. So there's another one. And also, when I did these, I made them opposing each other, so that when I cut across the middle here, I have the proper distance. So it took a little bit of math before. That just makes the job easier when you're doing so many of them. I do a bunch of these for a ministry. So I do a few different variations. I do a, this is black with the gold, with the Hebrew name of God. And then I do a like a navy blue with the silver name of God. If you've not heard it pronounced, I'll explain it to you. Hebrew, you read right to left, the Yud Hey Vav Hey, and this has been, how can I say, traced off of the Aleppo Codex, the findings of the name of God. So there you have it, the name of God with the Yud Hey Vav Hey with the vowel points. So also, let me show you something else here. This is just an example, just as a piece of fabric, but I do the same thing, the micro tillits. Instead of doing the name on the black, I would do a stripe like that. And then also on the blue, I'll do the same thing. I'll do the blue and white stripes. So I do 4 different variations of the micro tillits. This, whoops, is the micro Tallit. So you have 4 corners to where the zitzios are tied in the 4 corners of the garment. All right. So I already cut out the backs. So this is the face, obviously, right? And this is the back. So what I do is I face them together. Trying to see what the front and the back is. Okay. Okay, you're probably wondering what these 2 notches are for. That's also set up in my template. So what I do is the logo down here, lay this on top. And so what these marks are my, I don't stitch across this, because once I stitch across the whole perimeter of this, I have to have a way to pull all this all the way through, turn it inside out. So then when I get through with doing that and turn it inside out, then I do what you call a top stitch all the way around, and that will close in that gap there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up my 1/2 inch corners so I know where to go to. There you have it. So now I get ready to sew. I'm just gonna do one, and then I normally lay out all of these and then I just get to sewing, but in the event for just video recording this. So like I said, I got a piece of tape here I'm using as a guide for my approximate 1/2 inch. And like I said, these 2 lines here, I'm not gonna sew across them. So I just back stitch a little bit, and then I run with it. Right up to my X. Spin it, puts me right on my tape. Spin it. And up to my other line that I had there. All right, then I'll just take out the needles here. Okay, this is going to be hard to see. Right here where the corner is of the threads, I'm going to cut that right up to the threads like that, so that when I turn it inside out, I'll have nice square corners. If you leave all this material in there, it bunches up and it does not give you good corners. So there you have it. So what I have here, I'm going to show you how I turn it inside out. So I go where that opening is, right? I go down to the furthest corner. So I made a aluminum rod here. Well, it was already a rod. I just brought this down to a nice fine point, not too pointy where it's going to pierce the fabric. But what I do is I push it into my thumb here, and then I take the fabric, and then I'm able to pull the fabric through that hole, just like that. Now, I'm able to use that rod and try to get that corner. See that? I'll do the same thing for this corner. So now I have two nice corners. So I'll pull the fabric through this side. There you have two nice corners. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to iron this to make this puffy gap, this puffy seam. I'm going to do a top stitch, but in order to get my seam nice and flat and even, I'll iron it all the way around the perimeter. Alrighty. Here you have me ironing it. This is where that opening was, right here. Okay, also this gets hold on a second. This gets folded. Then there's a 2-inch pocket here that I sew. So obviously, anytime you're stitching something, you want to be able to put your stitch on something that's not going to be as visible, where you're going to start and stop. So I'll start it on the back side over here. And I'm going to be not going up to the tape this time. I almost did that. I'm going to go right to the edge, so we're very close to it. Rotate. there's that. Now I will iron this, line it all up. Iron that fold, and then I'm going to do a little snip. All right. All right, there you have it. And the next thing I gotta do is I gotta do the buttonholes down here. So stay tuned for that one. That's your pocket for your belt loop. Okay. That's how they're made. Okay, this is the buttonhole attachments that you have to put on. Make a few adjustments up here on the machine. So let's go for it. This would be the buttonholes. And all you do is just, in the middle of that, you use a X-Acto knife and you cut in the middle of that, and that will be your relief to tie the Tallits on. Yep, so I got to do the front. It's a 1/2 inch in. And then that will conclude this video. Thanks again for watching. If you like this content, please like and subscribe.